makes it back here. So I'll just wait a minute before I start talking to see if my moderator was able to make it back. So, yeah, so I got the other device. So I'm going to wait on Natalie. Hopefully she finds me. What I did, it took me a second longer because I went back in those lives and made all of those public. So that's what I did before using this other device. That's why with YouTube, you got to have backup devices, y'all. I don't care how small your channel is. I mean, you can start a channel with one device, but you need multiple devices, especially when you start doing lives. One device may be okay when you are just uploading shorts and other videos, but over time, you need more than one. So I'll wait to see if my moderator is going to make it back here. And then what I'm doing is charging the other device. Natalie, where are you at, dear heart? She probably took a break. Natalie might have took a break. She got other stuff to do, y'all. I've been on lives for a long time today. My moderator has a life. Maybe an emergency came up. I don't know. I'll wait. Let me see if it's came up. Yeah. So this live, let me see what time this one started. I'm on this other device. So this live started at 4:02. See this live here. 4:02 p.m. So yeah, I had to when I came. So I'm going into the one that's like 18 minutes. So that one started at 4:02. That'll kind of help me keep track. I'll wait. I'll give it a few minutes. Nobody's here anyway. So what I was saying about the narcissistic lady friend, the elder, one of the ways I went wrong is when let me see if it's gonna show. Is when hold on. Yeah, it's showing me live. Hold on, let me see if I'm testing it on this other phone, y'all. Hold on, let me see if I'm testing it on this other phone, y'all. Hold on, let me see if yeah, so it is there. Okay, I just want to make sure it was public. I got another device where I could check that out. So yeah, when you share your happiness, and I didn't know this back then, when you share happiness, Natalie, are you here? Maybe that was me from checking from another device. That probably was myself, y'all. I'm freaking losing. Probably was myself. So this is the thing. When you have narcissistic lady friends, I will learn a lot from them, but because I'm empathic, they shut down their learning process. So there's very little that they want to learn from me. So remember that, like Miss Angel, I learned a lot, even though she's doing predatory behavior on the pit bull. Natalie, is that you coming in? Is that you here? If so, please click a like or leave a comment. And if it's not Natalie, moderator, thanks for coming in. Please click a like for whomever's here. But so with narcissistic lady friends, there's a lot you can learn from them, and they don't make bad friends if you are someone that knows to keep your distance from them. A narcissistic lady friend, remember I got a playlist about it. It ain't a lady you want to be around a lot. Okay? So just keep that in mind. They're not your everyday hangout. And really, with lady friends, maybe none of them should be an everyday hangout. We got stuff to do, right? But where it went wrong was back in 2012 when I shared with her that I had found complete happiness. So I don't need to be a billionaire. I don't need to be having a bunch of fancy cars. Because I'm empathic, it will be certain things that narcissistic ladies will be jealous of about me. They're high on jealousy and they will least likely not be able to control it enough. So there will be certain things about me that, like, okay, another narcissistic lady friend, the elder, my weight, she could be jealous because I'm not as big as her. Um, Sometimes you're not as sick as they are. Sometimes you just got a little bit more common sense. But what I can say is with any narcissistic lady friends, there's always been something I could learn from them. Like Miss Angel, if she hadn't told me that she blows marijuana smoke up her pit bull nose, hey, she just brought me into that knowledge, right? I studied on it and I'm going to do a video about it. So they bring knowledge to you unintentionally and they'll share knowledge with you as well, especially another narcissistic lady friend that's an elder. But their empathy, they're pro predator. They, like Miss Angel, she will communicate with Lil Kenny, which is the half brother of Elijah and Daniel. He's not my biological son, but Lil Kenny offered Elijah $800 for sex. And of course, Elijah turned it down. Elijah and Daniel are straight males, right? But Miss Angel just made Lil Kenny a birthday cake. Okay. He's a Leo. His birthday just passed. So there's no adjustment. I mean, another narcissistic lady friend, they don't care if you're a rapist or what you are. If you willing to, they like company. They like people around, and anybody will do. And if they like you, they like you. Miss Angel, she knew Lil Kenny first. He's not my biological son, but for me, it looks kind of funny to me because it's like he wanted to have sex with his own brother, and he's just too old for that. So, and the elderly one that I was friends with, she kept a predator around. Now she wouldn't go around him in person, but she would talk to him over the phone. So they're pro predator. They lack boundaries. And another narcissistic lady friend, there's a lot of retardation there. That's more than mild. See, just mild, you could be mildly retarded in a certain area. You can catch up and catch that delay and fix it. But moderate to severe retardation could last a lifetime. So I'm just going to be honest. The average black narcissistic lady friend, when I look at them, they have forms of retardation that's unfixable. See, to fix even mild retardation, if you just developmentally delayed in a certain area, you got to be able to reflect, study, and have empathy. Okay, so Natalie, are you here? Please click a like to the 2 people that are here. And I want to say this, any lady that I've been friends with, I care about them. Some I have truly loved, right? Y'all could tell if you're listening to the lives. Look, let me tell you something. Miss Angel, when I was talking to her about that pit bull and her blowing marijuana smoke up that pit bull nose, don't y'all know I care about that lady? If I didn't care about her, I wouldn't say nothing to her. For one, I do not want Miss Angel back in the penitentiary. She's worked so hard getting her life back. And so I care about her and that pit bull. I don't want her to be blowing smoke up that pit bull nose Zeus one day and he bite her in her face. She's pretty. Miss Angel's kind of pretty, right? So now another narcissistic lady friend, if they're wicked enough, now they treat me different. Now another narcissistic lady friend, if they wicked enough, they may encourage me to keep blowing smoke up a pit bull nose so he'll bite me in my face. See, that's the difference. Another narcissistic lady friend, they don't want you to be as pretty as you are. But I can't say that about Miss Angel. I don't see any signs that she don't want me pretty. When she first saw my picture, she told me I was beautiful. Okay, so in her case, I don't see that in her per se. Miss Angel, she's not going to have a color complex. She's not a, some dark skinned women are different. She's like a light caramel complected. So they usually don't have a color complex. She's not going to be jealous of me because I'm light skinned. I don't see any signs that Miss Angel wants me, my face to look different. But also Miss Angel doesn't have the weight barrier. Miss Angel is appropriate normal weight. So that may happen more with narcissistic lady friends that got that weight shit on them too. More envy. They be jealous of skin too, y'all. Narcissistic lady friends, they don't like pretty skin. Now, if they're a cosmetologist, they're different. If you want to get a narcissistic lady friend, good friends to have, whether they're an empath or narcissistic, get friends that are in the beauty field. Hairdressers, cosmetologists, models. You may have a better outcome. I don't have problems with those type of women. Pretty women that are in the beauty field make excellent friends. Oh, Natalie, thank you, dear. Thank you so much for the extra like. So yeah, I waited. If you go back, no, you didn't miss a whole lot because I waited like 2 to 3 minutes before I started. So I was waiting on you before I started. So no, you didn't miss. And then you can always rewind it. You didn't miss much. I've only been talking maybe 5 to 8 minutes. I waited quite a while for you. So I apologize. What I did before I came in this live, I made the other lives public. Okay. So I did that. So I'll kind of recap. I'm talking about this elderly narcissistic lady friend. And where I messed up with her at is in 2012, I told her I found complete happiness. And when the friendship ended over the past year, it's because of my work that I still do to keep happy. So remember, when I asked her not to bring up my ex again, see, she don't want me happy. So she's asking about my ex. When you've been broke up with somebody 8 fucking years or 5 years, I have not been in a serious relationship with my ex-aware narcissist in at least 8 years. So for somebody to keep bringing him up, they don't want me happy. She wants to keep me in my past. It's just natural. It's natural to stop bringing them up because I don't bring the Negro up no more. But every 6 months, let me tell you something about another narcissistic lady friend. They are good with psychological abuse. Most of them won't fight you. Let me tell you something about fighting, right? Physical fighting. Just so you will understand who's the scariest to fight. Okay. Narcissist. Okay, I'm just speaking from a battlefield point of view. I know I could whoop the average narcissist. However, the reason it's not good to be fighting them is because most narcissists, and many of them will have a pistol. But who's pistol whipping them? Who is pistol whipping narcissists? Empaths are, and other narcissists. Even with a pistol, they pistol get taken, and a lot of times they're pistol whipped. But you don't want to do that. Don't fight narcissists. So narcissistic lady friends, they have a lot of armory. They got their pistol. Even my elderly lady friend, she's past, she's damn near 100 with a pistol. She got a pistol. Don't fucking go around them unsupervised. Let me tell you something. You all know wicked, so you know wicked. Actually, when she told me she got that pistol, I really strayed away from her. All somebody got to do is say, Irene, come in here. I need help with my dress or whatever, right? And that motherfucker could shoot you in your motherfucking stomach or chest. And then the elderly person can lie and say that you tried to attack them. I don't like narcissistic lady friends that have pistols. Miss Angel got one. And she got 2 pit bulls too. I prefer that they don't have pistols. And it's not because I'm getting into fights and stuff with them. I don't have no problem with narcissistic lady friends. They know not to hit me. They typically will be afraid of physical confrontation with me. All of them. They know to not put their hands on me. That's something they will intuitively know. My empathic friends don't want to fight me or beat me up. Normals don't want to fight me and beat me up. Some narcissists may consider it, but narcissistic lady friends, their thoughts are more private. They would like to, they want to beat you up. Just like the elderly friend, when she said, I'm surprised you not bent over. That's her way of saying she wish she could. She wanna bang with me. That's her desire. That's her desire. That's all she's expressing. And that was the last phone conversation that I had with her. So think about it. At the end of the day, the friendship ends because of my consistency with making sure I'm as happy as possible. So when I told that narcissistic lady friend through text, text her, that she handled text like a legal notice. She acted like she was being served by a lawyer, y'all. She sure did. And I'm gonna go back here in the text. Hold on. This can be kind of like some text. You know how I do my narcissism text messaging. Let me see. Okay, so I did it already. I talked about this in narcissism text messaging. I already did a video about this. But as a reminder, I'm gonna go back to when I first asked her. I think it was August. Okay. My texts are pretty positive. They love to get you with the religion too. Religious extremists. That's their battleground. And I know that. That's why with Miss Angel, when she asked me, remember on one video I told you, Miss Angel said, "What's your religion?" Another narcissistic lady friend. In one of those videos titled Another Narcissistic Lady Friend, I told Miss Angel, don't worry about it. That don't matter. So see, Miss Angel can't use religion against me. And she definitely won't do it now. Cause I beat and fucked around and told her, bitch, you blow smoke. You take your mouth and you fill your mouth with marijuana and you blow dope up a innocent pit bull's nose. Bitch, fucking, you're not a religious hoe. See, I will tell another narcissistic lady friend that. So she better not try to manipulate and use religion, because I'll snap the fuck out on her now. Because now I know you poison people, bitch. But I learned from other narcissistic lady friends don't do the religious thing with them. Because for one, they're mentally retarded. So they don't, if they see a verse that says, go kick everybody in the head with a boot, no matter their age, and then do it real good because God said do it. They believe that a God really said that shit. So that's why the retardation is very real with them. So let me see. When did I start asking her? I thought it was oh, I also said something to her because I got tired of her mispronouncing my son's names. She didn't do it with Daniel, but one pet peeve was, I've known you too long, lady. I mean, see, Isaiah, he don't like people calling him Elijah. It pisses him off. Isaiah, he wants you to call him by his name. His name ain't hard to remember. It's like this. What's my name? Irene. Isaiah's my oldest. It's real easy to remember his name because it has the I. Isaiah, Irene. Real simple. But see, another narcissistic lady friend, I think she had some discriminatory nature because my boys have biblical names that would be considered probably more Hebrew or Christian. So let me see. I did a video about it's in narcissism text messaging when I talked about saying to her that I don't want to talk about the ex. I sent it to her in text. Then about 6 months later, she brought it up again. Okay, I think it was, I did a video about it in narcissism and text messaging. I sure did. Oh yeah, here it goes. Here it goes. Back in August of 2025 is when I initially told her in a nice way, I don't want to talk about the ex. So she did good for about 6 months. So August 2025, she even apologizes. Well, she didn't apologize. Let me see. This through text. They never apologize. So let me take that back. They wouldn't be a narcissistic lady if they fucking apologize. Oh, yeah, she didn't apologize because it was really no need to. She didn't. It was my first time telling her, asking her not to do it through text. So what she did, she said she understands. Thank you. Yes, I want your thoughts to be happy and clear and to move forward. This is August 2025. That's gaslighting. A narcissistic lady does not want your thoughts to be happy and clear. Fuck my thoughts being happy and clear. I want to feel happy and clear. I want to feel happy. It's not my motherfucking thoughts that's the problem. So she's doing some manipulation there. But then she says that is something when her ex name is mentioned. This is also a child predator she's talking about, by the way. And this is not Miss Angel. This is my elderly narcissistic lady friend. She said that is something when her ex, she names his name, is mentioned, I don't feel that anxiety or that I have to move forward. That's because she's slow. That they don't feel like we feel. He's a child predator too. He came on to one of her family members, but when she talks to her ex, she doesn't feel anxiety or that she has to move forward. Because I mentioned in my text that, that can trigger anxiety because she knows she has to. So she's downgrading my way of choosing to do it, which is no longer discuss the ex with her. And I had to do it with her because she would not stop bringing him up. Every 6 months, she wants to put him back in my thoughts. But what does she say here? She wants my thoughts to be happy. That's what she don't want to be happy. That's why she kept bringing him up every 6 months. Narcissistic ladies are telling you of their evil. Okay? So no, she did not want my thoughts to be happy. That's why she wouldn't stop bringing them up. After 8 motherfucking years that I've been broke up with the nigga. Okay? So she does not want that. And then she's discouraging me by saying she does it better and she doesn't feel anxiety. She's conditioned to abuse. If she's mentally retarded, even moderately, she won't feel that it's wrong. If she's a sociopath, she won't feel anything. Remember, these conditions, they feel less fear. Sociopaths may not have the level of anxiety that I do. That's what they lack. Feelings and a soul. Remember? She's expressing she's soulless. She's gotten conditioned with talking to her child predator. He came on to her granddaughter. Sure did. She caught the nigga. She's conditioned to the fucking predator. A narcissistic lady friend, they won't have the confidence I do. She won't feel like she's too beautiful or kind of a person to talk to that nigga. This lady has a kind heart in her. That's why I will talk to another narcissistic lady friend. All of them have kindness in them. Remember, these aren't born psychopaths. You must remember that. They're not born psychopaths. So the only thing she should have said when I told her that in the text in a nice way, remember, I said it to her real nice. That's why she says, I understand, thank you. So when a narcissistic lady thanks you, that means you confronted them right. You didn't confront them hostile. You didn't talk crazy to them. I sent it in a text. She wants my thoughts to be happy. No, that's what she was trying to affect, my thoughts. This was August of 2025. So then right after that, she sends me that text at 5:04. Then at 5:05 p.m., August 2025, she's saying there's something she don't feel anxiety when she talks to her ex. That's because she has a serious mental problem. If she's not feeling anxiety when she talks to a motherfucker that she caught in action, peeking at her grandbaby, that's a mental issue. This is not a good-hearted person. See, a lot of people could mistake her for an empath, like she's forgiving. No, this is not an empath that behaves like this. An empath would feel something. First of all, One thing an empath would feel is empathy for their grandchild. I'm quite sure the grandchild feels some kind of way. Grandma talks to the man that was damn near climbing on a wall to see the grandchild in the bathroom. I love this lady. I do. I will always love this lady. She's done a lot for me. Yes, she's narcissistic, but remember, I didn't know that word when I first met her. I met her when I was a teenager. This lady's old enough to be my mom, right? But this is a sign, the way she reacted to this, that she don't feel anxiety. She's not validating. She's doing the same thing she did with my narcissist, my aware narcissist. Because we talking about the same man. Remember when she said he don't know if he's going to hell? She's gaslighting my ex-aware narcissist and me. She's saying he don't know where he going. And then here she's telling me that she don't feel that way I feel. She don't feel anxiety. So she's gaslighting myself, and she's indirectly gaslighting my ex-aware narcissist. Put it to you this way. My ex-aware narcissist and I, we're not insane. Okay? We are very rational and logical. My ex-aware narcissist is not a fucking fruitcake. Okay? So she's talking about me and my ex like we are insane. And that's fine that she doesn't feel anxiety. I wasn't feeling a lot of anxiety too. I was telling her it would cause anxiety. And that's why my anxiety is mild. See, I want to keep my anxiety mild. So it's utilized as my gift. You don't want your anxiety to become moderate or severe. All mental health conditions must be kept mild. Once it becomes moderate or severe, you're in a lot of trouble. If I have severe anxiety, I'm going to struggle to come on this channel. Okay? Let me put this other device I'm reading from on the charger. Oh, actually, it doesn't need to go yet. So right there, that was a red flag that she would reoffend. Because I basically, in a kind way, told her, I don't want to talk about the ex no more. And remember, she wouldn't stop. Narcissistic lady friends, they won't stop the behavior. Now, that's not a problem I have with Miss Angel. Miss Angel, she's not a baby boomer. I don't think, I would have to look it up, but Miss Angel's not a baby boomer. So she's more closer in age. Miss Angel's still older. She's older than I am, but this baby boomer, this lady's old enough to be my mother. This one I'm reading this text. I did a video about the narcissist and text messaging. I already did a video about this. So that was August 2025. Then within about 6 months, she reoffends, and I text her once again, and that's when she cut off communication for a while. Oh, also in the meantime, she also says the doctor shouldn't have gave me medication, pretty much medication that saved my life. When I got sick, March 2025, dealing with my ear, an infection in my ear that traveled through my body and stuff and face. They had to inject me with a medication. It's pretty much Rocephin, which is an injection or medication that they treat for pneumonia as well. So Rocephin can help with the vast majority of respiratory pneumonias, just deadly infections. I was sick as a dog. So this same narcissistic lady, this elder, not Miss Angel, this elder, she that's damn near wishing death on me. The lady's The lady's got a mental problem, y'all. That's about it. But she doesn't feel the anxiety. What she's really saying is she lacked boundaries. And that's why, what did she tell me in 2012? She doesn't believe complete happiness is possible. See, for her to reach the closest to happiness that I have in my soul, she got to let predators go. She's not even willing to let the predator go permanently to see if her happiness will increase. But see, her happiness is limited because remember, narcissistic lady friends, they don't take care of their health too, y'all. Morbid obesity, they don't take care of their health. Exercising. Another thing she did was narcissistic lady friends, they will see systems that you use, right? And they will view your system and think it's a stupid system. So, like, for example, I'll walk to the store and carry my bags. I sure will. I'm going to be doing that to the day I die. Even with a car, I'll carry my bags because I'm using my arm muscles. I'm walking, building up my legs. They pretty lightweight bags, but I'm going to do that. So, I'm a Scorpio. We're a little athletic. So we got to move, run around. The average Scorpio, I would say even at 80, especially the men, they could still run around the track. They do all the same stuff they did when they're young. Scorpios, we're least likely to be in severe paralyzations unless we have a stroke of bad luck and we're in a freak accident. Even then, we getting the fuck up. Let me get in an accident and I can't motherfucking walk. I bet you I'm gonna be walking. Or whatever time the doctors say I can't walk. Doctors have done this to me for years because of my pinched nerves and herniated disc in my back. You know how many doctors have told me I'm going to be in a wheelchair next year? The last doctor that told me that, I said, you going to be there for me? I said, that shit ain't happening to me, dog. What I'm going to do? What? I'm going to be in a wheelchair. What are you reading? Because you need to stop reading it, dog. That doctor laughed so motherfucking hard. He laughed. He was just tickled. I was like, give me a break. Wheelchair, me, no. It's not happening. Because I figured out the stuff that he ain't going to tell me. Don't lay on your fucking stomach. That's all. You got pinched nerves, herniated discs. The stomach is the worst position to sleep in, especially if your pinched nerves and herniated disc are in your neck. You got to sleep on your side, on your back. Have your legs spread all out. Quit tightening up your legs. See, when I sleep, I sleep like I'm getting ready to get fucked. I'm fucking spread the fuck out. Right? So in what wheelchair? The fuck? No, I'm on my back spread eagle. I'm either getting ready to get fucked or I'm getting ready to fight. That's how I'm sleeping. And you know, that's the stuff the doctor not gonna tell you. The doctor not gonna say, you know, if you sleeping all tighty whitey, you're gonna be paralyzed. See, you gotta relax your body. Oh, Natalie, silly. You gotta relax. Virgos are wild sleepers too, but Virgos do this. I saw this with my cousin Jackie and Daniel. Virgos, they sleep like they are casket ready. You be like, what the fuck? Are they alive? Are they breathing? Like Virgos are like sleep like they playing dead type shit. They got a different, they're not spread eagle and all over the place. They're too fucking organized. Virgos are much more organized than a Scorpio, but they sleep is organized too. Daniel and my cousin Jackie sleep the same way. All you got to do is pick them up and throw them on in a casket and they're ready. You don't even need to embalm them. And they look so fucking pretty sleep, right? Virgos look so fucking pretty sleep. Like when they do die, you don't need to put no makeup on them. They are so motherfucking pretty sleep. Hair and everything. All their hair is intact. They always are wearing their real hair. Like my cousin Jackie, she got all her edges. Sometimes she'll put on a ponytail, but her hair is long. But they got that coarse, beautiful hair. But yeah, Virgos sleep very organized. They don't like being woke up neither. Like Daniel, they don't wake up a Virgo having a fucking conversation. They will snap the fuck out. They gotta be up a while. Virgos wake up, they walk around for an hour or two like a serial killer that's quiet, right? And I learned with Daniel, let him be up an hour and a half, then have a conversation with him. But don't do it when they first wake up. Because they will snap. They don't care who you are. Mama. They think you crazy. Because they'll say, I just woke up. I'm like, but you've been up an hour and a half now. They like, I just woke up. Like I'm still asleep. How are you still asleep? You've been up an hour and a half, dude. Or lady. Yeah, but Virgos are like that. They will get up out that bed and cut your throat. And they can play sleep better than me too. Like if they had to play sleep, like if a burglar came in, I'm gonna fuck that shit up. Because for one, my breathing's louder. Virgos have silent breathing. They're breathing, but it's silent. It's like mute. They usually don't snore. Natalie, am I describing y'all right? My cousin Jackie, Daniel, they don't snore. I don't snore often. Scorpios are not big snorers neither. Because we're going to get a doctor to fix that shit. Whatever's making me snore. Yeah, exactly. Virgos don't snore. And so my daughter that lives in Australia, she was a Virgo too. You got to remember, I raised a Virgo. I still raised her half her life and paid $60,000 in child support before I lost her in the custody battle. So remember, my daughter that's in Australia was a Virgo too. So I raised a Virgo till she was 10 years old. Okay. So, yeah, so she was the same way. Casket ready sleep, pretty skin. They don't move. You can't hear them breathing. Jackie, Daniel, my daughter Kareen, all the same. Now I knew one Virgo that kind of would snore, but shit, she was 450 motherfucking pounds. Okay, so yeah, fuck yeah, she's snoring. She's having what do you call it? The death rattle. They call it the death rattle. Go check out Nurse Julie, y'all. She's the white pretty lady that's the hospice care nurse. Hospice care nurse, Nurse Julie. I love her. She has such spiritual stories. But yeah, the death rattle. So yeah, that's different when you're 450 motherfucking pounds and you're not even 40 years old. That's different. So that Virgo, but even when she snored, it wasn't often. Okay, it wasn't, and it wasn't loud. Yeah, the death rattle is the sound that people usually will have within 3 days of their death or within a month from their death. It's like a rattle. It sounds like a rattle. And look it up on YouTube. It's called the death rattle. I learned the term from Nurse Julie. She's the hospice care nurse Julie. Hospice care nurse Julie. She wears the pretty what do you call it? Scrubs. She wears the pretty scrubs. Um oh yeah, you're not being rude. You're just asking what it is. So, it's a form of a snore. Some people think that it's snoring, but it's actually a death rattle. So I'm kind of like being funny with this. But my daughter Kareen, she's the same way. It's the way the Virgos sleep. They all got pretty brown skin, nice hair. Um, they sleep with their hair perfectly laid, and all of them are similar. Like I said, all you got to do is pick them up, put them in a casket, and then they're already ready. Probably most funeral homes don't have to do a lot to their bodies. I suspect that there's not a lot, especially if they die in their sleep, because they're already casket ready. What do you need to fix up? Their fucking hair is done. Even if a Virgo has on a bonnet, take the bonnet off. Their hair is fucking laid. What do you need to do? Their hair is done. They've already showered. Their teeth are fucking crispy white. They don't do yellow stained teeth. Some Virgos, they will sleep in their real clothes. So their nighttime clothes will be like regular clothes. They're not really, or they're either wearing, like my cousin Jackie, she likes sophisticated pajamas. So she does the Marilyn Monroe thing, but she goes to bed. She's that kind of Virgo. So they're either real sensual with the sexy pajamas, or they got on Nike shit like they getting ready to go somewhere, like Daniel. Daniel will put on fresh clothes that he would wear outside, hoodie and everything, just to sleep. Right? So they have their own unique pajama styles and stuff like that, and they all sleep the same way. So yeah, I've raised two, Daniel and Kareem. They're Virgos. Um, yeah, so what was I gonna say? So yeah, let me put this other device on the charger here. This one's fine. This is just this other one with the text message. So let me see. So yeah, this narcissistic lady friend, she waits like 6 more months to bring it up again. Then I text her as a reminder that not to do that. And and I talked to her like one more time, couple of months after that, 2 to 4 months after the second offense, and she cut it all off. No more friendship. She was fine with me discarding her and ghosting her for months at a time. That's what I normally would do. Like, just don't say nothing to her, just get out of her way. But she didn't like me actually telling her what she was doing. And this is why. All the other times I just was on and off. Like, we talk a year or two. I got stuff to do. I take a break. The narcissistic lady friend can say, oh, well, Irene's crazy. She disappeared again, y'all. Irene's fucking crazy. Because that's what they're saying behind your back. But when you start telling the narcissistic lady friend what they're doing, they know that something is wrong with them. And they figured out that you were aware of what they were doing all the times you just discarded them and ghosted them. Okay, because empaths do a lot of discarding, not just narcissists. So hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. So Yeah, so she just left me alone. And like I said, she's a baby boomer. So she doesn't feel like I have a right to correct her. And with the name thing, there's several things I said to her. One of them, because I would have her on speakerphone and she was calling Isaiah Elijah. And I would say, Isaiah doesn't like that. He doesn't like to be called Elijah. Isaiah don't want you calling him by no other name other than his own name. But remember, there's a stigma there because there's things that Elijah has done, like rob the cash machine. So if you had a brother like Elijah, you wouldn't want to be called him neither. Okay, remember Elijah's reputation. My middle son is not the same as Isaiah, so it's kind of offensive. So I explained to her, Isaiah don't like that. But people, when they're a lot older, they think they can do whatever they want to you. They think that you don't have a right to stop it. So I gave her an idea, like it's something that I do, right? So what I do, like, you see how good I am with names, right? But what I'll do is I'll have a journal, like Thule, Jessica, remember the church family, and Camille and Mason. Thule and Jessica are husband and wife, and their biological kids are Camille and Mason. I write those names down. So when I'm first getting to know them, I just write it down in my little notebook. And then I put the father, wife, and kids, right? So I create a journal and then because what she could do is create a journal. She could write the oldest son name down to the baby. She always remembered Daniel's name, but her and Daniel were a lot closer. She kept mixing up Isaiah and Elijah name. It's no need to mix those up. They start with totally different letters. Isaiah and Elijah. They don't even end the same. Isaiah, well, yes, Elijah, yeah, they kind of end similar, but it don't matter. You got to go off the beginning. There's a big difference between an I and an E. And so she didn't like me saying something to her. She's gone. She won't even, if I call her, she'll tell me she's on another call. I don't call her anymore. I just don't. I'm not. The last call I had with her, she got off the phone and said, I'm surprised your back ain't broke. That's her way of saying she want to whoop my ass too for those texts. That's what she's saying. It's passive aggressive. I pick up on it. But I got to do a video about that elder that got assaulted. Yeah, that's going to be a good one too. Got so many video ideas, y'all. So yeah, so ultimately the friendship ends just like the complaint she had in 2012. Because see, what she's doing is purposely playing with my mind so that I never say to her again, I'm completely happy. But I know not to say that to her. Even if I was completely happy, I wouldn't tell her. But she's seen me maintaining my happiness. It's keeping me in my past. The man I told her the man, I don't fuck with the man no more. So let's move on. I mean, like, during that time, I had a cousin I would talk to on the phone quite a bit. I was constantly talking about the new people I talked to. Some of them I already knew, some was new. So like if I never told her about my channel. You can't do that. I wouldn't do that. But that doesn't mean she doesn't know about it. But a narcissistic lady friend listen to my video and just don't tell me. They'll do stuff like that. She could be listening now. I ain't talking about me, bitch. Yeah, they'll do that. They're not confrontational. Narcissistic ladies, they're not confrontational. when I say confrontational, they're confrontational, but they won't. None of them will say, "Let's go in the yard and fight." None of them. In any the confrontation they do start, it's always over the phone because narcissistic ladies are scared of empaths. And when I say scared, physical, physical. Okay, because remember, I was raised by what? Narcissistic sociopaths. So I don't get beat up by bitches. See, I gave them narcissistic sociopaths, my mother and grandmother, I gave their ass a pass because I'm an empath and I don't have the soul to beat my grandmother or my mother. But I'm gonna do a video about this too. And it's gonna be about, would my grandmother have tried to assault me again if I would have stayed in St. Louis and stayed with her? And would she have attempted it and how would it have went? I'm going to do a separate video about, would I have been assaulted again? The two main assaults that my grandmother did upon me is the smothering. I was 9. And then early in my teen years, right after James died, she straddled me down to the floor in her restaurant, y'all. And to this day, I still don't know why the fuck she did that to me. I cannot explain what happened. Because remember, I was in an era where it's not the talk back era. So I cannot fully say what triggered her. I can't even fully explain why she's smothering me neither at 9. The ladies, the only thing that does explain it, inclusive of her lack of apology, this is a woman that never said she was sorry. She's a narcissistic sociopath. So that explains it. Remember, I call it a narcissistic sociopath, or the person a narcissistic sociopath, because they need supply. Okay, so they're a sociopath, which means they have very little conscience, no remorse, kind of walking dead without too much of a soul. But narcissistic means they need the supply. The supply would be her restaurant as well for my grandmother. So narcissistic sociopaths, when they assault you, it's also something else happening with those assault. They're teaching you how to fight as well. They good fighters now. They teaching you how to slam a motherfucker on the ground, how to push their ass till they in the hospital. But the problem with my mom and grandmother, they're not boxers. My mother is more of a boxer too. But if she has to push you down to not box, but my mother would be a better boxer. My mother's a boxer. Okay, so my grandmother, from my perspective, can't fight and bang the way me and my mama can. See, and this is why. My grandmother was less ghetto. Me and my mama, look ghetto. So like, me and my mama, we got like more of an accent. I listened to my grandmother's voice on the videos that my little sister sent me, and my grandmother kind of sound like the Maya Angelou lady. Okay. Now, when I look at Maya Angelou, I don't really view her as a banger fighter, like a street fighter. I view her as somebody that would have a pistol. So say she's at a show and she's reading her poems. Maya Angelou remind me kind of like of my grandmother, the type that'll shoot you if she have to. Right? But I don't see my grandmother, especially as she aged out. And proof of that, when her and my sister, when it got physical with my grandmother and my grandmother couldn't handle my sister. Okay. So my sister can bang and fight. So if you can't handle my sister, you can't handle me. So it was best for me to leave, because um, when I talk about would my grandmother have assaulted me again on that video, I'm going to give you an example of this other video. And their time is up. We had the Anita Ann Grayson. Remember, I did the live about that, the narcissistic sociopath that got killed in the coffee shop. People aren't just putting up with their ass no more. Gen X, my generation, we don't give a fuck that they narcissistic sociopaths. Keep your motherfucking hands off me. So it was the right move to leave St. Louis, Missouri and not stay with my grandmother, because I wasn't going to let her keep smothering me out and slamming me to the ground on top of me, straddling me and choking me out and laying her hands on me. I wasn't going to allow it. Okay. My sister already got busy with her. Okay. And one of our family friends and a young lady that's like a sister to my sister got my sister off my grandmother. It's only so many bitches that they can call you, right? For you fucking, snap. My grandmother started calling my sister the B word like it was her fucking name. I had moved out of town, and remember, I only called my grandmother's house to talk to my sister. I was never calling for her. I had to keep the contact because my baby sister stayed with her, and I wanted to be a big sister. Even if all I can do is call you, I wanted to be a big sister, and I still do, right? So I was calling my grandmother's house for like a week, and she was calling Tina name, like calling her bitches and stuff. Come here, bitch, this and I told my grandmother, I said, you shouldn't do that. I mean, don't do that to Tina. I mean, she has a name. Don't call her that, right? It continued. Within 1 week to 2 weeks later, exactly, I called and I was told that my little sister got busy with her. She didn't hit her now, but she got busy with her. And my grandmother stopped calling my sister bitches too. Okay. Remember my pet peeve. Why me and my sister are not her children. If she does not like us, where should she send us? Back with our mother. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't mind you not doing it. I talked about this in one of my other lives. I don't mind you saying you don't want to be a grandmother, aunt, uncle, big cousin, and you are in the United States. It is legal in the United States not to take care of or connect with your family. But don't take them in your house and abuse them. That is my pet peeve. I think I talked about it in another narcissistic lady friend about Miss Angel doing that pit bull, her pit bull like that, the boy pit bull. Don't take a pit bull and you saying you're going to provide an apartment or home for him, and he shouldn't be in no fucking apartment. I said that pit bull need a big backyard and a house. And then blow marijuana smoke up the pit bull nose. Just don't take care of the dog. You should not have him in your care. So that's my pet peeve. My pet peeve is if you're gonna have a person under your care, do right by him. If you suspect you're not going to do right by them, if you can't handle the situation, it's too stressful, or if you get into the situation thinking you can handle it and you can't, release yourself from that duty as soon as possible. And I mean as soon as possible. Soon as I realize I can't handle somebody I moved in, they need to be gone within a month. 4 weeks, they need to go somewhere else. And I need to place them, not put them out on the street. I said they could stay if they're not being violent with me. Now, if they're being violent, I have a legal right to go get a restraining order and do more about it. But it's not right to just don't take care of them. You ain't got to take care of them. My grandmother shouldn't treat her daughter kids that way. My grandmother should not let me stay in her residential houses and places in her restaurant and then smother me out at night. I'm not her daughter. She should not do that. I don't give a fuck how many hours. Yeah, so I don't know what the hell happened there. Did y'all hear that freaking YouTube music? It just glitched to freaking YouTube music. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but I had to come back in the live. So sorry if it buffered out. So yeah, it was like another narcissistic lady friend. Those friendships just play out. Y'all live two different type of lives. The morals are different, and I'm not talking about the religious morals, right? I'm not talking about nothing based on religion. It's just you do things different, like me. And normally the backgrounds are very different as well. So like with Miss Angel, she spent a lot of time in the penitentiary. Half her life she's been in the penitentiary. I'm not devaluing that. That's her struggle. But see, with friends like that, oh, speaking of friends, remember when I was on that live with her and it was one part where she said, "We'll see," when I was talking to her about the dog? You got to remember, she's from Virginia, right? So while I'm telling her that that's not right, when I was talking about her pit bull, there was one part in there where she said, "Yeah, we'll see, we'll see." That's that sociopath, I want to fight you type shit. I picked up on that. If you go back and listen to that live, you will hear her saying it. So I know what that language means. So safety over everything. Okay, so when somebody's talking like that, a lot of people that are killed, they don't pick up on those little words. She said, "Yeah, we'll see." It's in there, the first 20 minutes of that video. She said it. She sure did. That means, yeah, bitch, you talking all this shit, but I'll get you. So, and they will. This detective said one time on one of the forensic files type shows, um, um, it was like one of them Dale Hinman, Dale Hinman, she used to do the body of evidence, the federal agent. And the one of the detectives said, people will kill you over the most minute reasons. She did. Miss Angel, the one with the pit bull. It's in the video. So if you let me go to the video. It's within the first 20 minutes when I was on the phone with her. There's one part where she does a subtle threat. She's like, "Yeah, we'll see." That's that she want to fight. That's that. They're very indirect. But what's dangerous about that is she's not my elder. She hasn't known me since I've been a teen. And Miss Angel is actually more capable of hurting me than my other elderly narcissistic friend. right? Because my elderly narcissistic friend has never been to jail or prison, right? And yeah, so it's in, I did the video 4 days ago. It's an hour and 20 minutes, and I got 135 views. And it's another narcissistic lady friend, the animal issue. Okay. It's my last another narcissistic lady friend because I haven't named these new videos. Here, I'll play it. Let me play it. That's enough to make. Which it within the first 20 minutes. Let me cut this fan off. I'll let you hear the threat. I want you to know what a threat is. Threats are not very, bitch, I'ma beat your ass. That ain't how they work. This is the video. So right here, Miss Angel's talking to the guy in the store. Because remember, the guy in the store, that's who she told, this is the first pit bull. This is the first dog I've had that's not on drugs. So remember, before I started recording, that's what she was telling that man. That won't be in the recording. So that's how I came into the conversation, because I patiently waited. And so she's talking to this man about the dog. She's talking about Cupcake, the girl. She's claiming that that's her first dog that's never been on drugs. So I'm curious what that meant. I waited, and then I knew it was going to be a good one. I said, this is going to be a fucking good video. So I ran and got my device. Okay, but she, in this beginning of this, she's talking to this man. You're not going to hear the part where she's saying the Cupcake, the first dog that's off drugs. But in this recording, I mentioned that she said that. So it's confirming what I'm saying she's saying, because she validated it. Hold on. Oh, well, you drink the whole thing. I'm testing it out. Cheers. Ooh, it tastes and smells like weed, too. Wow. See how sick she is? She said, ooh, it tastes like weed and smells like weed. She's fascinated by marijuana. So fascinated by marijuana that her sick, retarded ass blows it up. Zeus knows. This is a sick lady. This ain't just retarded. This is sick and twisted too. She's fascinated by marijuana. This would be like, that's her God. Remember, the Bible says, have no idol other than me. That's the Lord talking about, have no idol outside of the Lord. Marijuana is her idol. That's a dangerous bitch. Thank you. And she's thanking the man for letting her smell marijuana like he's doing a good deed for her. She's a junkie. She used to be a full-blown junkie. Okay. She says her father was a drug pen. And remember, I got to confirm which father that is. She hasn't really been contacting me lately. This type of stuff will run her off too. Me confronting her about these dogs, that runs her off too, which is right up my alley. I know I talk about these narcissists and narcissistic lady friends and stuff like that, but my ultimate goal is to run these motherfuckers off. That's how I stay out of prison, right? I ain't been where she at. I've never been to prison for a fucking day because I naturally run them off. Okay. I don't need to say fair use, y'all, because this is my own video. So listen, you're here to threat. I'll be happy. Why would be happy? What can I do? I would be happy before the. And she's also grooming me too. So there's a grooming aspect. One night she was on the phone and she got off the phone because she say that she was going to have an orgy. Now I know that was real too. She said, I gotta go. I'm going to have an orgy. So just like she said that was the first dog, the girl dog that wasn't on drugs, she wasn't lying about the orgy neither. Okay, so She's grooming me, and I'll explain to you why she's doing it. I'll explain to you. There's only one reason she's grooming me, and I'll explain to you why. Let me go get. Oh, the charger's over there. Okay. Now, that's something my elderly narcissistic friend won't do. She won't, she's not the grooming type, right? But Angel, Miss Angel, it's a grooming process she's trying to take me through. And I'm going to explain to you why. It's a couple of reasons why she's picked me to groom. So listen, but I want you to hear the thread first, where when me and her get into the conversation, and she said, we'll see, we'll see. That's the threat there. It's subtle, but it's deadly. So I ain't got to smoke, I just drink. And remember, she has no boundary. She should feel uncomfortable. Remember, I'm not a smoker or a regular drinker. So she's too comfortable doing this in front of me. Remember, she's already drank with Elijah. Her and Elijah called me because remember, Elijah was staying with her when he first got out of jail. So, because he ended up in the major city, going over there when he got out of jail, going to the homosexual brother house. But Elijah don't fuck with the homosexual brother no more. Their half brother, that's not my son, Lil Kenny. Okay. Remember, he's in my phone chronicles too. So all these people are very real. That's why I do the phone chronicles. And I know I'm not saying y'all think I'm making this up, right? But my phone chronicles validate my truthfulness on this channel. So you know to believe me. Okay? I just drink. Wow. See how she's acting like it's this marijuana shit is so exciting. So she's grooming me right now. She knows I don't smoke. So she wants me on marijuana. Okay. She's grooming me. And she's aware of it too. She's had a long history in the penal system. There's somebody that's been to the penitentiary. They're very good at it too, but it just won't work with me because there's things I'm good at, and that's pattern recognition. And I'm a Scorpio. So it's not mildly retarded no more. Okay. I'll know when somebody's trying to groom me. So listen, y'all. Let me play it. Right. Especially if you got COPD. Do you get medical inspections on that? Right. Yeah, I need to get that because I'm eligible. Okay, I'll keep you posted. Zeus. Come on, Cupcake. Ooh. Boy. Only in Seattle. They'll run into every damn thing. Yeah, I'm still in shock. I cannot believe what you just said. Oh, shit, all my dogs got one. But like I say, Cupcake, the only dog that never got fucking high. She don't play that shit. But the vet ain't giving the dog that, Angel. And you cannot give it. I know the vet ain't dog. I know. The vet not giving it to him. And I've been blowing shotguns and they get a weed contact, dogs. They get a contact, even if nobody blowing a shotgun, they live with somebody that smoke, and they smoke like that, the dog get a contact. The dog be that ain't what you described, though. You described blowing it in his nose. I'm just saying, that's basically what it is. When I blow smoke, no, you're doing more. That's more than a contact when you blow it in their nose. That's more. Well, that's how they get the contact in their nose. No, the contact comes from sitting around. Can I explain something? Yeah. Right, so that happens anyway. So
that what it does is he just mellows out and he just calms.
And let me explain this to y'all. Notice how I said, yeah. See, my family originates from the South, but I was born and raised in the Midwest. So my tone changed. So threats work different ways. So I'm going to play it again. The way I said, yeah. I want to see if y'all pick up on it.
Now, the contact comes from sitting
can
around.
I explain something?
Yeah.
Right, so that happens anyway. So that what it does is he just mellows out and he just
He ain't mellowing out. He's biting people, Angel.
That ain't got nothing to do with
it. It does. You giving the dog marijuana like giving him a strong contact of it.
That shit is okay once a month maybe.
And look what he just did. He attacked Cupcake, right?
And I did my research. Remember I told y'all I'm going to do a separate video about my research. What she's doing when she blows it up his nose is more than a contact. Remember in one of my lives today, I mentioned that after my research, when a pit bull or any dog has had access to cannabis, which is marijuana, they're supposed to go to the animal hospital and the veterinarian. Okay, so keep that in mind. This dog has not been taken to the hospital for access to marijuana. And remember, he's also chewed up the blunts too. So Zeus has chewed up joints and blunts, even when he was with the last owner. Okay, I did my research, so I'm right. It's more than a contact what he's getting.
It does. With drugs do affect people. Drugs do affect people, Angel. Don't yell at me. Lower your voice.
I just want to say what I have to say.
Yeah, lower your voice.
Now pick up on that. I'm probably a little bit more direct, but you heard how I said lower your voice. Now, what kind of energy did you get from that? Because I'm giving off an energy. Picture this being in person without her dogs and her gun. I don't give a fuck about a motherfucker having a gun. I will tell you to lower your motherfucking voice and you could be showing me 8 AKs. I'm not a cowardly bitch like that, right? I don't give a fuck. I need to tell you to lower your voice so you don't. Yeah. Virgos know me now. That's one thing about Virgos. Yeah. There we go. So all that Virgo is coming out of Natalie. So they can read me better. Virgos, I had this when I was a property manager, one of my tenants was a Virgo. And actually it's weird. Me and him got into this little dispute. He was an asshole with parking. He did not want to obey the parking rules. He had several cars parking them all over the fucking place. He was a Virgo, but him and I, we ended up being super cool friends, right? But one thing about Virgos, they pick up on the Scorpio fight signal before the other motherfucker that I'm into it with. So, like Natalie said, taking a stance. And Natalie, when you say I'm taking a stance, describe that a little better in a sense. Because I done lost all respect for this bitch. I look at this bitch like a pedo. That's like being a pedo. I look at her the same way I look at that uncle. Yeah. So same as a boxer. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure Natalie added the physical details. So I look at this bitch the same way because a pit bull is a vulnerable animal. It's illegal. I did the research. It is animal abuse. I'm going to do a separate video this weekend about it. Remember, I'm promising that video this weekend. Some videos I have to prepare a little bit for because I do a little study. So I have to have my screenshots ready, my notes, and that's why. So I'll do that one this weekend. But she the same as the pedo that raped Thule when he was 6, the rapist uncle. See, the child that's 6 and a pit bull, the pit bull can't stop what she doing. I mean, the dog can attack, but also the dog is smart enough for right now not to attack Miss Angel because the dog knows that he needs a provider, right? Look at the situation that the dog is in. He knows he needs a provider. The boy dog. Yes, a dog knows that they need to be cared for. So hold on, let me figure this out. Hold on. So yeah, it's messed the dog system up. It's something because the internet said to that the dog should go to the veterinarian. And remember, when they say veterinarian, most veterinarian clinics have the vet hospital there. So it's something medication that they need to shoot the dog with, just like detox. Remember, the dogs are the same as human. Remember, I told Daniel if he want to come home, he needs to let me take him to the hospital. Now, the hospital detoxed Daniel. They would do it through medicine and liquid hydration, right? It's something they need to give the dog because he's had that marijuana in his system. Natalie says like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, taking a stance. Now, I am taking a stance. So I want you to pick up on her threat. Because she's gonna pick up on me taking a stance. Okay. So wait till you hear when she says, we'll see. Because in her mind, I took a stance too. She's picking up on my energy. She'll be able to pick up on my energy because of her long penitentiary time. That's how she survived in the penitentiary. She's not necessarily picking up on my energy because she's an empath. She's not an empath. She's picking up on my energy because of her long penitentiary. She was institutionalized. So she's trained to pick up on the stance. And she's good at it. That's why she made it out not beat up or paralyzed or whatever. So she picks up on that. Plus, she's from Virginia. So listen, y'all.
I got the earbud in. I normally don't talk to you with that.
Hold on.
Okay, once a month, maybe.
And look what he just did. He attacked Cupcake, right?
But that didn't have nothing to do
It does. With drugs do affect people. Drugs do affect people, Angel. Don't yell at me. Lower your voice.
I just want to say what I have to say.
Yeah, lower your voice.
I got the earbud in.
Yeah,
I normally
see,
don't talk to
the old me, see, I would punch a bitch like this. See, I'm not Scorpios, we don't hit first. But a motherfucking predator like this, I'd be to knock this bitch out. See, I would hit her. It's rare that I hit first, but I would knock a bitch like this out because of the simple fact, like I said, I view her as a pedo. That's shit, I have an imagination. She already told me about the book where the drug dealer or whatever was telling his past of how he's seen black women fuck animals for heroin. What the fuck you giving him? What you blowing marijuana smoke up his nose for? You getting ready to fuck this dog? I look at the gender of that motherfucking dog too. It's a boy dog she doing it to. Then she claimed when she went to California, she's indicating that one of the guys that she left Cupcake with has raped Cupcake because that's the girl dog because Cupcake had some weird diarrhea when she got back. Yeah. Look at Cupcake's situation. Cupcake could have potentially got raped while she was in Cali for up to a week. Now Cupcake then got bit in the throat by the boy dog that she gave marijuana to. And then the other day, one day, she said she had to get off the phone to have an orgy. People are weird, y'all. What if the orgy is with the motherfucking dogs? See, I stated on my video that I don't think she fucking with the dog. But you got a puzzle is still a puzzle. If the pieces fit, you got to consider the pieces. So if I'm a Scorpio. So if this puzzle fit there and this fit there, those are the correct pieces. So you got to conjure all the evidence, analyze it all. So I'm just using my detailed thinking right now, and I'm coming up with more facts that logic. Let's use logic. Don't put nothing past no motherfucker. Just like I said, somebody that'll blow that up that dog nose will poison somebody. You want to think like this. Think like a good detective. Somebody that's blowing that up the dog nose may fuck that dog or let people fuck that dog. See, Miss Angel's a prior drug dealer. So she's a greedy woman. And she still is ready and able to do a couple of drug deals as needed if she wants to. She just ain't fucking around with dope the way she used to. But check this out. See, a drug dealer is greedy. Their crimes is financial based. So she might let fuck the girl dog for money. It could be a money thing. That motherfucker that she claimed fucked her dog, Cupcake, that motherfucker she still talked to too. Just like she still talked to Lil Kenny, and Lil Kenny offered my son Elijah $800 for sex. Of course, Elijah turned it down. Elijah, even my son being an undiagnosed psychopath, don't fuck around with a gay half brother that wants to have sex with him. How did she say which part? Natalie, which part are you asking that she said nonchalant? Right, type that out, which part? So I'm answering the right question. Oh, she wasn't, when she said it, she well, this is the way she did it. Because she knows I'm an investigator. So she opened up to me about it and she needed validation. And I've studied. Tony Gaskins, he's a life coach. He's a black man on YouTube. And he's explained that he has male clients that one of their issues is sex with the dogs. Okay. And they're black clients. Tony Gaskins, his primary client base is black males and black women. So these ain't white guys that's telling him that they fuck these dogs. And what's the number one dog that a lot of black males will have in today's era? It's pit bulls. So you got to put two and two together. Tony Gaskins already told YouTube and the world several years ago, 4 to 6 years ago, that his clients fuck the dogs. And this is one of the issues that they discussed with Tony Gaskins. He might report some of them. But, remember, a lot of these clients, he won't even know their address. He's a life coach. He does it online. So he's meeting them through websites, phone conversations, and stuff like that. So some of them might not even give them their real name. Because he's a private. He's a, certified life coach. Okay. And you can go to his platform and you can become a life coach up under him. So he has his own business where he's managing other life coaches. A lot of people that start their channels on YouTube, they affiliate with Tony Gaskins first. He's a happily married man, 2 children. He does really well, but he's the one that mentioned it years ago. So the only thing he leave it out is black men, but we already know his clientele base is black men and women. Yes, some white people will use his service too, but it's us. Tony Gaskins is born and raised in Chicago. Okay, so his client base is black men and women. So the males reported that they fucking the dogs. So those would be a lot of pit bulls, right? Because what dog does black men have? Pit bulls. So I knew that Miss Angel going to California. So she noticed when she got back that Cupcake had diarrhea. And she seen some old weirdo shit on the camera. So she has cameras in her house, but not in her bathroom. And I don't think they're in her bedroom. I know it's in the living room, but it's some area in the house where there's no cameras. So she could see on camera that the man taking the pit bull in the bedroom. And everybody that's in her physical space is on some kind of substance. So I want to point that out. So it's a high likelihood, because Tony Gaskins has let you know that black men fucking the pit bulls when he say they fucking the dogs. I watched a video where a black man stuck his big old dick in this little bitty dog, like a chihuahua looking dog. The dog was in severe pain. So if a black man will fuck a little bitty dog, you know they fucking the pits. And some signs that they could be doing that is when they muzzle them. I've always, as a Scorpio, I didn't always look at a muzzle, you know, that thing they put around their head so they don't bite you. View muzzles different. A muzzle is stopping a pit from protecting himself as well. Yeah, you could think he got a muzzle on him so he don't bite kids in the park. Right? But the muzzle that's put on the pit bull, it can be for safety. Yeah, it is. But it also can be used to hinder the dog from protecting himself. Okay? So as a Scorpio, I've always looked at both sides of the muzzle. Yes, the muzzle's great. The average empathic person, if I had a pit bull and I took my pit bull to the park, I probably would put a muzzle on the pit bull, because there's kids and elders and ladies and gentlemen that can get hurt, right? But always look at something that hinders someone from protecting themselves a little different. Because they could put the muzzle on the pit to have sex with the pit too. So if the pit goes off, the pit can't bite them. Okay, so just view muzzles a little different. Okay, because he don't really need a muzzle on in the house. If you're that damn scared of him, why you got a pit? So just understand the downside of the muzzle, especially since we're discussing sexual activity with these innocent animals, right? And you know, pit bulls are supposed to be the #1 in the United States to attack. But now we're discussing what goes on and the abuse they're being subjected to. We know that black men are having sex with the pits. We know black men and women are now blowing marijuana smoke up the pit bull's nose. So now you know what's happening in the pits when niggas watching them. Now you add that to why they fucking attack the way they do. Okay? So you know more now, more information. So hold on. So let me play this video. So, oh, the question is, how did Miss Angel act? So Miss Angel came back from the vacation. So she said Cupcake had the diarrhea. And I said, who was watching the dogs? She said 2 guys was watching the dogs. She said she seen something weird on the camera. She wouldn't give much detail. So I asked her, I said, did he fuck Cupcake? Cause see, these is predators. She got these junkies and dopies at her house. These some OGs too. This the down low brothers. Them motherfuckers nasty. They'll fuck anything. They fuck babies. They 6 months old. They fuck dogs. They fuck boys. They fuck anything. These old OGs, these black OGs, is some of the filthiest niggas running around the country. Let me see. Natalie says, this is so much useful tips. Now someone has to ask about how they treat their dogs to properly judge the individual. This is weird. Yeah. So she said Cupcake had the diarrhea. So I know niggas fuck dogs. So I straight up asked, I said, did he fuck Cupcake? She said, I think he did, is what she said. And there's no empathy for Cupcake. I mean, so Cupcake potentially got raped while she was in Cali by this nigga. And Miss Angel's not gonna confront the nigga. That's one thing about narcissistic ladies, right? They got all this armory. They got a motherfucking pistol. They got the dogs, but they not gonna use what they got to handle a nigga. And they know that. See, I'm an empath, so if you watch my dog and you know I got a gun, I'm more likely to use that motherfucker too over some morality. You done fuck my fucking dog. So I think you done fuck my fucking dog. So at this point, I at least am holding the pistol to your head. Okay, that's minimum what you gonna get, nigga. See, I'm not gonna have no guns and dogs and I'm acting like I don't have none of that and I'm scared of the nigga. I'm not that scared of niggas, even without the pistol and the dogs. So I know goddamn well if you give me the dogs and the pistol, I'm about it for real, right? So she's, and she should be scared of these males. I mean, to be quite frank, in a way, if he'll fuck her dog, he'll murder her too. See, she didn't screen him very well. Narcissistic ladies, they don't screen, like even my mother, when we talk about me being smothered at my grandmother's, my mother behaved like a narcissistic sociopath. She didn't screen people. She just had let me go because I'm with my grandmother. There's no screening of people. My grandmother didn't do right by my mother. My mother was being kept by Minnie and Phil's. Okay, so when narcissistic sociopaths place you, they don't put much thought into it. Now, you can make a mistake and you think the placement is better than what it is. But another thing, when a narcissistic sociopath places you, they don't come and confirm that the environment's good. My mother was never checking in enough. Okay. Not enough visits. Okay. And I'm not holding it against her now, but Miss Angel, for example, this is what Miss Angel won't tell me. She's not going to tell me that she know the nigga got a sexual predator felony on him. So see right there, she should screen him out. He can't keep my dog. Narcissistic ladies are not protectors. Okay? They're not protective of enough. Okay? So I asked her, do she think he might have raped Cupcake? She said pretty much yeah. And she seen something weird on the camera. She say she ain't seen the rape itself, but she'll lie too. She'll lie. Remember, on this recording, I'm going to tell her to stop lying. So let me play this so you can hear the part where she say, we'll see, we'll see.
I got the earbud in. I normally don't talk to you with that. I normally just talk to you.
You mad because I told you I don't agree with that.
No, I'm not mad. I ain't mad at all.
And she was mad. That's why she was raising her voice. Now, I can raise my voice and not be mad. She's not a Scorpio. She's a Sagittarius, so she's raising her voice. She's fucking mad.
Well, I'm not a dog owner.
I'm getting my earbuds straight. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, in this case, I'm gonna just give a suggestion. In this case, since Zeus attacks people and he just bit Cupcake in her neck, I would stop blowing marijuana up that dog nose. You're not supposed to do that. And also, you could get I'm not gonna call on you, but you could get an animal protective case on that too.
Right.
So that's considered violation of the dog rights. Because I know a dog ain't supposed to smoke blunts.
Right.
That's just common sense.
My dog would jump up on the table if it was on the table. My last dog, if it was on the table, I had me some weed. I was gonna have in my little weed tray. He'd jump up there and eat that shit. He'd eat the whole bud. I'm like, damn. He done ate the weed. And I was riding with my brother one day. He had a whole bag of roaches in the back seat of the car. I said, oh God, the dog's eating all the roaches. Oh God, he's gonna be
And remember, according to the stuff I researched, when the dog has had access to any drugs going in its system, it's supposed to go to the vet. And remember, vet means hospital too, because most veterinarians are also animal hospitals too.
Be fine. She'll be fine. His eyes were all red. He just laid back, just chilled out.
Yeah.
You know, so I've seen this all my life. So like that, that's been high off the weed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that don't make it right though. But now, and all dogs.
Yeah, roaches too. That's the little blunts and joints. She gonna call it a roach even though it's a blunt. Remember, it could be big old blunts the dog is chewed up. So she's gonna minimize what he's eating. Okay, to make it seem small. So remember, she's been in the penitentiary a long time, so assume she's a liar too.
Some dogs
to attack nothing like that.
But,
keep them mellowed out.
And she can be a compulsive liar when she wants to be. And that's anybody that went to the penitentiary. Okay, especially one that went for business related crimes. Okay.
It ain't mellowing him out because he's attacking.
Illegal business, soliciting drugs. And she went for a little violence too. She cut up somebody or something. She got violent history too. If I got into a fight with her, somebody gotta die, right? Because it would be a fight to the death. Because she's already almost unalived, the girl. And she fought a girl, a lady. She got into that fight. She was young, but she sliced that girl up. She liked to cut you too. Yeah. So listen to this.
It ain't mellowing him out because he's attacking. So for Zeus, it's not doing that. It's making him attack.
No.
I'm gonna tell you something a police officer told me. With even when my boys started smoking weed, he said that it makes white and black people, which means white guys and black guys, act bipolar. And that's how they act in the community. You got to stop acting like marijuana is not dope. That is dope. And everybody have a different side effect to it. And for Zeus, I would stop doing that to him because look at his actions. Yeah. Yeah, the dog doing marijuana, no wonder he takes and bite the other dog in the neck. He's smoked out. It does. You don't want to accept it because you don't want to accept accountability for what you're doing. But it can. You're putting a chemical in the dog body.
He's bit 9 people. Okay.
He's what? Of course he's bit 9 people. You giving him marijuana. You're giving a pit bull of marijuana.
Before I was even
And this is why she spent so many motherfucking years in the penitentiary. Because in a court situation, her lawyers and her would present the wrong information. Now, I'm kind of like in a debate with her, but she's just created a case where she could go right back to prison. Because she's the one saying that the dog bit 9 people. So that's why she go to prison so motherfucking long, because she don't know what to say. She's actually given evidence that would incriminate her more. So think about why she go to prison so long. Okay? Because she's just validating my case.
You're giving a pit bull of marijuana.
Before I was even involved with the dog.
Yeah, and that ain't calming them down. Your marijuana not helping them. You don't get no pit bull marijuana. Pit bulls can't smoke blunts, Angel.
I didn't say they smoked blunts.
You did. You said you smoked the blunt and then you blew it in his nose.
Blow smoke at it.
You should stop doing that.
Okay.
And you didn't say you blew it at him. You said you blew it up. Don't lie.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
That's a lie.
See, you hear her, she say, we'll see. And she said it more than once. So I'm glad I replayed this. So let me replay it again. She said, we'll see. Because I'm kind of like, at this point, I'm a little hostile with her. A little bit. Hold on.
Blow smoke at it.
You should stop doing that.
Okay.
And you didn't say you blew it at him. You said you blew it up. Don't lie.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
That's a lie. Don't lie. That's animal abuse.
Now, what do you think about that? The way she said, we'll see. I forgot she said it 3 times. That's definitely a threat. So what you think about that, Natalie and y'all? You hear what she said? How she coming at me? Passive aggressively, she's saying, bitch, this is what she's saying. She's saying, for one, it's a subtle threat, because remember, I already said it's animal abuse and somebody could call on her. So she's saying, we'll see. Like, bitch, let me see how far you go with this. We'll see. So how did y'all take that? Leave in their chat on that subtle threat. Yep, I'll play it over right now. So I told her, don't lie, right? So let me play it over. Hold on. Thanks, Natalie. And everyone.
You did. You said you smoked the blunt and then you blew it in his nose.
Blow smoke at it.
You should stop doing that.
Okay.
And you didn't say you blew it at him. You said you blew it up. Don't lie.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
That's a lie. Don't.
Yeah, I told her don't lie. And that's when she said, we'll see. I'll play it one more time so you can hear it.
Blow smoke at it.
You should stop doing that.
Okay.
And you didn't say you blew it at him. You said you blew it up. Don't lie.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
That's a lie. Don't lie. That's animal abuse.
Oh, okay.
And you hear her when she said, we'll see. What y'all think about it? Natalie says, please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Did you hear it again, Natalie? I'm going to play it again, the we'll see part.
You blew it at him. You said you blew it up. Don't lie.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
That's a lie. Don't lie. That's animal abuse.
Oh, okay.
She's being defiant. Yes, she is. But see, saying we'll see. There's no question that I'm asking her, right? So where I'm from, that's fighting words. It's saying we'll see. Like it's a way of saying what it's the tone, and what she's saying too. So we'll see. I know what that means. That's saying that's something somebody will say before they set you up. Like we'll see. It's a challenge. Like she's saying she gonna win it. She's saying she gonna win it. So if she's a sociopath, see when she said we'll see, it gave off the sociopath vibe, right? So I'm talking to a long-term ex-con. Her prison sentences weren't short. So that's how, if we was like in prison, we'll see means she gonna sneak up later. It's a sneaky way of talking. But her saying that, especially 3 times, I thought she said it once, but listening to the recording, she said it 3 times. So it's saying we'll see. I would see if I went over there. She got a sister that be drunk over there. I would see. Let me tell you what we'll see mean. We'll see means I go over there to eat one of her dinners, and she sick both her pit bulls on me. They chew my ass up, and Miss Angel chop my ass up, pack my ass up, and nobody ever see me again. That's what we'll see means. That's what that means. It's actually deadly. Okay, it's deadly, especially when someone with her background is saying it. Okay. Because what did the detective say on one of those Forensic Files or Body of Evidence with Dale Hinman? I think it was one of those shows. People will kill you for some of the most minute reasons. Minute means small. Somebody can murder me and really harm me, or have a desire to murder me just because I'm defending the dogs. Because remember, murder is not rational. It's irrational. So we'll see. I know what it means. She from the South, even from St. Louis, Missouri, where I was born and raised. We'll see mean, bitch, we gonna figure this out. Bitch, I'ma hurt you. We'll see. See, because this is the thing. This is why she said it. Because I remember I said I was going to explain to you why. And this is why I don't have many prison friends. It will be very rare. Remember how I met her? I met her through Elijah. He just got out of jail. And Miss Angel knew Lil Kenny first, which is their half brother from their dad's side. So I didn't meet her here on YouTube under healthier circumstances. I met her through my undiagnosed psychopath getting out of jail for domestic violence. Because remember, Kaylin's baby had died. And Elijah was in there for breaking that no contact order. And also Elijah had buzzed Kaylin in her face while she was holding Imani. And so, see, when you meet, the likelihood of Miss Angel being a sociopath is very high because I met her through a psychopath, right? I meet her through Elijah. That's a bad way to meet a bitch. It's through my undiagnosed psychopathic son. So Miss Angel did protect him, though. She saved him from being over there potentially getting raped by his half brother, Lil Kenny, because Lil Kenny offered Elijah $800 for sex. Elijah says he's not a gay man. They ended up, Lil Kenny came to Miss Angel's apartment. So this is how Elijah got to Miss Angel's apartment. He went with his brother Lil Kenny, which of course that's not my biological son. That's Daniel and Elijah's half brother. So Elijah and Lil Kenny has a dog that Miss Angel dog Zeus almost bit. So they had a dog dispute because Zeus tried to bite Lil Kenny dog. Lil Kenny dog is not biting people or attacking people because Lil Kenny dog, their homosexual brother, Lil Kenny dog is not on marijuana. And he's not blowing marijuana smoke up his dog's nose. I forgot what kind of dog Lil Kenny has. It's not a pit bull though. It's a bigger dog, but a pit bull. So they was having a dog dispute. And so, so Nally says it's like she's provoking me. Oh, when she says, we'll see. Yeah, that is kind of provoking, huh? Like, come on and fight. Like she trying to, because she could tell. Well, she could tell I ain't really like a punk, but this is the reason she said it too. Yeah, she's making bait. So when she says we'll see, you're right about that, Natalie. She's like provoking me. But see, she can't provoke me. It's a reason I've never been to prison. Okay, because I'm not easily provoked. I got good sense. Yeah, she's taunting too. But it's a threat. It's a serious threat that a lot of people won't pick up on, and then they put themselves in a dangerous situation. She has a gun and 2 dogs. I can't even say I would win that. Or I might win it. I might black out and come back to and both her dogs dead. She dead and she laying there with her gun. I might black the fuck out. But it's not rational. Just pick up on the thread and don't go. I ain't going over there. I'm not eating their food, and I'm not going over there in there with them dogs. I can. Everybody that come up in her house, that Lady Jack on meth, the one dude, there's 2 men watch her dogs. The only one that's normal that she hangs around is Unique. Unique is normal, but guess what? Unique ain't been over there lately. Unique just talks to her on the phone now like I do. Okay, so Unique stop going over there. Unique be working too much too. And so her MO is this. She got drunk with Elijah. So she likes to get drunk and high with these young guys. So that's how she fulfills her loneliness. So pretty much anybody that coming up in her house, they are on alcohol or some sort of drugs. Okay, meth or marijuana or liquor. So I don't fit in her environment. I don't. I'm a non-addict. I go around non-addicts. So when I go to people's house and I go to events, they're not addicts. And usually people I'm around, it's rare for me to have a friend that I socialize with this much that has been to prison that long. My friends have not damn near did a life sentence in prison. She did one 17-year stretch in the penitentiary. She is older than me, right? I think she says she's 58. I think she gave me two different ages. She's older than me. She says she's like 58 or something, 60, somewhere around there. One time I think she said she was 62. So I don't know her real age. She's 58, 62, one of those ages, okay? So she will this is the thing. And this is why I don't have penitentiary friends, especially when they've gone away this long. It's because her basis of my personality is just based on the fact I haven't been to prison. Okay, so like we'll see. That's a threat to kind of fight me, but she'll assume she's gonna win it just because I ain't been to the penitentiary. So she will do a lot of stereotyping of me, right? And another reason she's grooming me to be a smoker and all this stuff is because she met Elijah first, which is my middle son. She didn't meet Isaiah. So she see the change version of Elijah. See, she didn't know Elijah when he was a good boy before Elijah got on drugs. So see, Elijah presented to her ghetto-ness. Elijah has never been around no adult that know us, that's befriended us, that will get drunk with him. So Elijah's presenting my family like it's hood. So that's why she attempts to groom me and get me on drugs, because she feels like I'm more than I am. For example, my aware narcissist, he used to call me a square. So an aware narcissist calls me a square. And to him, I am. I'm never prostituted. I have never been to prison. But that don't mean I can't defend myself. I mean, there's this stereotype that to kill a nigga, I got to go to the prison, or I can't handle my fights. That don't mean that. Some of the deadliest people that'll really kill you have never entered the penitentiary. Me not entering prison don't mean I can't whoop ass. I might be able to do it better because I've been out here longer, right? See, she thinks she got more skills because she's been in prison. I think I got more skills because I've been fighting outside on the concrete. See, I've been fighting where ain't no guard to come break it up. In prison, there's a guard to break up that shit. Yeah, so Natalie, you said people say you act like goody two shoes. It's a kind of a compliment. That's their way of saying you're a square too. You ain't been into stuff. It's a narcissistic backhanded compliment, but it's expressing the good in you too. So goody two shoes mean, for one, you take care of yourself. So they're making a comment about how you look. So they're saying you're well put together and that you have pride and morals. Goody two shoes mean it's good in it. It's saying you good. And it's something that they weren't able to get from you. So they're also stating that, yeah, more about the more. They're also stating that they weren't able to, it's something that they wanted from you, like a loan, or it's something that they couldn't pull over because you thought you were too good to do it for them. Somebody can call you that just because you don't suck their dick. You say, I don't suck dick. So he say you a goody two shoes because he couldn't get you to suck his dick. It could be just that simple too. Yeah. I'm a goody two shoes. I didn't get on my knees and suck your dick or lick your ass. I don't do that neither. So that's what that would mean, you know. And I'm just saying that would be a gutter version of it. more grimy, but it's just like when the narcissist said I was a square. Yeah. Natalie's silly. So yeah, it has that vibe to it, but it's still, I would rather be called a goody two shoes than a whore. It's the opposite of being called a whore. He didn't call you a whore. So that's the way. It was a man that said it or a lady. Sound like a man said it. Did a man say it? It sound like something a male would say. A narcissistic male. Was it a narcissistic male that said it? Wait a minute, hold on. I'm just reading these comments. Yep. And that's what my ex-aware narcissist was. He was a Capricorn. Yep. That's how they talk. So when I'm telling you that my ex said I was a square, and it was just in general conversation. He was a Capricorn too. So when a Capricorn male says that you are a goody two shoes or a square, because you got to hear what they call the other bitches, the hoes. They talk about them real bad. So yeah, it sounded like a narcissistic man, which I was right. And he's a Capricorn, which is what my ex-aware narcissist was. So yeah, if a Capricorn uses the word goody two shoes or square, it's a compliment. They're saying you're the opposite of a hoe or an immoral woman. They're speaking about your good morality. And it also means that he was not able to manipulate, because Capricorns are very manipulative, and you didn't give him his way, because what he wanted, give him his way would have harmed you, at least emotionally. Yeah, so he didn't get his way, and you can't give Capricorns their way. Worst thing you could do is give them their way. So yeah, he's very similar, very similar to my ex. Yeah, you can't give them their way. Mm-mm. You don't want to be like Shirley, like my ex-aware narcissist when he was pimping when he was very young. And this was way before he met me, right? He kicked that woman in her head on the ground. Sure did. And I had to think about this years later. He leaves out the part of how he got her to the ground too. Because remember, initially she's standing. So he's leaving out part of the assault. He had to get her to the ground too. So you got to ask, how did he get her to the ground? Did he pick her up and slam her? Because the kicking her in the head is once he got her on the back on her ground. Got her on her back when she was on the ground. Then throughout the years, like before, like within the last 2 to 3 years, he made this comment that, and I talked about it on my other live. He made the comment because he did this delirious laughing one day. He was at work too. And he did this delirious laughing. And he said she liked it. Because all those years he would confide in me about it, like it would never leave his mind. And that day, he said she liked it. He said, she liked it. And I did lives, not lives. I did it in my lives too. I told you what I told that nigga. I said, you should have been aborted. Your mother should have fucking aborted you. You should have been aborted. And I earned her first name. Because within about 2 years of that, he finally told me her first name because of how I defended her. Oh, that hurt him bad when I told him he should have been aborted. And he got a house full of guns. I don't give a fuck. Bring your AK over here. Bring it over here, nigga. I don't give a fuck. You don't giggle about kicking that prostitute in her head. That shit ain't fucking funny, bitch. So, yeah, but then, that's why you gotta be careful what you do to people, boy. He's haunted. He's haunted for life. He cannot get the image of him kicking her in her head and all the stuff he did to that woman. He did a lot to her. Him and his brother was running trains on her. It was all kind of shit he did to that pretty girl. He said he was telling me how beautiful she was too. Yeah. I wonder if she's living or deceased. Hopefully, if she's deceased, it's a good thing because she no longer has to remember him. Because if he can't forget it, she ain't forgot it. Those memories just flash in your head. It's called flashbacks. The Lord is the cure for that, though. I mean, if you want to minimize flashbacks from trauma, you got to have a faith system. Because it's something else in the universe that removes the flashbacks. And that's the Creator. That's the only thing. I mean, if you don't have a relationship with the Creator or something outside of yourself, you'll have flashbacks all the time. And then just be too busy, live a happy life. Be glad you got away from the motherfucker, no matter who the abuser was. But yeah, that's a good compliment you got from a Capricorn man. That means you a good girl. Oh, what was beautiful I just said? I don't remember. What I just say? I forgot what the fuck I just said. What I say, Natalie? Oh yeah, the flashback. It's true because I know this for a fact because when I first got saved and baptized, there was flashbacks that I used to have that went away. It is true. It's spiritual. See, it's something else that's removing the flashback. It's it's something that go beyond you. Because some people keep having them until they go into schizophrenia. Some people will keep having flashbacks about a rape. And they will keep having a flashback until they pull a pistol to their head. We are not in full control of those flashbacks. Because remember, a flashback, it just pop up in the head. So see, the devil can keep having it pop up. But the Lord, that's where it's called healing you. The Lord heals you. Because you truly don't have full control of the flashback except through the Lord's Prayer. So that's why I say that's the best prayer, because you're being asked to be delivered from the evil one. And one of those things that will be delivered is the flashback. And discussing it, I noticed my brain even felt better about my grandmother smothering me. I probably won't have a flashback about it as often. Also, flashbacks will come more when you don't tell on the person. I first told on her. This is something my grandmother did. She did this a lot. Assassination of my character. So when I first left St. Louis, number one reason I left, I wanted to take care of my baby. I had a baby to take care of, and I wanted to provide a better life for her. Okay, that was my intention. I got a child. I want to provide. I want to try to do better than my narcissistic sociopathic mother and my narcissistic sociopathic grandmother. I want to try to be a better person to my child. I tried. Was I successful? Sorta. She's deceased now. You know, that's my firstborn that got killed down in Texas. She got hit by the truck. Okay, so she's deceased. She's gone. She's also the child that my auntie Bertia told me I should abort. And I'll do a separate video about that at some point, but I've talked about that. So my auntie Bertia wanted the best for me. So what the fuck was I gonna say? I forgot my whole damn point. Because I was talking about the flashbacks. Oh, my grandmother's assassination of my character. So I kept calling my friend from high school. I was close to him and his mom and his sister. And I was calling. Nobody answered the phone. I moved out of town, and one of my best friends from high school came down to my grandmother's closed restaurant, because she was still staying in the restaurant, but it was closed, and came looking for me. So we joke about it to this day. You know, my friend told me, Irene gone. And my friend from high school, like, well, when's she coming back? She gone, man. She is gone. You not listening. She not coming back. So my grandmother asked him if he wanted some lemonade and stuff, right? It was funny, the story he tells, but he was sad about it. So my grandmother made this statement, this sole assassination of my character. And my life proves it, right? I've spent most of my life, my grandmother. I've spent most of my life, and the majority of my life, caring for others. This is real talk, right? So to have a life where most of your life you've taken care of others, I'm not really just the person that thinks about myself. So she told my friend, she told Jermaine, well, you know, Irene just think about herself. So not true. First of all, when my grandmother says that sick ass shit, she don't even know me. This is a person that had me on the Narcissist Hours. Remember, I did the video. She ain't got to know me to know what the fuck I'm thinking about, because she's too busy ignoring me, right? So someone that's heavily neglecting you, they don't know who the fuck you are, because they not getting to know you. You just in the building with them, always in separate parts of the building. So it was not true. I left for unselfish reasons, so I could take care of my baby and have a better life and get out of that poverty ass St. Louis. Because I could already tell we was getting ready to go in severe poverty. Especially on the Narcissist Hours, because she won't even leave a motherfucking restaurant. And it's closed. And the bank has told her to leave already. They posted notice after notice. She's still sitting up in there. Ultimately, they had to pick my grandmother up out the chair while she in the chair. She's in this big armchair. They pick her up, and they have to pick her up in the chair and take her outside while she's screaming and hollering. I was here when it happened. She didn't do none of that when she knew I was leaving. She don't scream and holler over the human leaving, because that restaurant, that's her baby. That's for real. So the first person I ever told about the smothering was my friend from high school. It was back, I told him in about 2019. I mentioned it. It was just the final straw. I got tired of people telling me the bad shit she said about me. Now, he had a mother, Mama Penny. Mama Penny was psychic. Let me tell you something about Jermaine mama. This lady was a psychic. Let me tell you how intuitive she was. Hold on, y'all. This lady was a psychic. You hear me? She loved the Lord too. She loved the Lord. But I'm going to tell you, she knew something wasn't right. She knew something was not right. Mama Penny loved me, right? And they lived in a very bad part on the north side. They lived in one of the worst areas, especially back then. It was really, really bad. It's bad now, but it was bad. And I would come hang out at their house. She had 5 kids. That was just one of my hangouts. It was my hideout. It was a place. It was one of the places I went to where my grandmother, other people would know where I was at, but my grandmother didn't know. My grandmother always thought I was on the south side. However, actually, my sister just found out. My sister didn't even know one of my hangouts was the north side. But what I did, I was very strategic. And as a Scorpio at a very young age, it's certain people that they were so blessed, I kept them the fuck away from my grandmother. And it was Mama Penny. She was one of them. I didn't want my grandmother demon coming to Mama Penny house. Another person that came to see me while I was pregnant was my baby daddy's sister, Lisa. When Lisa and I first met, and her and I was willing to go to Fashion Gal and hang out. Lisa was love at first sight. I loved her. Her soul just reeked of goodness, right? Now, I never told Lisa this, but she would have noticed it. I did not take her inside that restaurant. Lisa was too good of a person and too blessed. And I felt the Lord all over her, even when she was a child. See, Lisa's mother is a devout Christian. My mother was a devout Christian and a bishop. So we came from some good crop in that area. So basically, we come from spiritual women. So when I was pregnant with my daughter and Lisa first came to meet me, I had met my baby daddy other sisters, but this sister, Lisa, they don't have the same mother. So that's why I had just met her. So when I met her, I came outside to her. I might have been already standing outside. I knew she was coming because I had talked to her on my grandmother's payphone before she came. There was a time agreed. I met her outside, and I did not take Lisa inside that motherfucking restaurant. So anybody that I felt was exceptionally good and special and also beautiful, I kept my grandmother. Over time, I was able to figure out that she was jealous of, especially of natural beauty. And see, Lisa, Sean's sister, she didn't need makeup and shit. And my grandmother was a very dark complected woman. Lisa's caramel complected, light skinned to caramel. So that would be a color that my grandmother would envy. So I never brought Lisa inside that restaurant. For one, I knew Lisa would feel the demon. When Lisa first met me, she felt I was sweet because I don't have all them demons on me. But I knew when she seen my grandmother, because Lisa was a spirit person, she would think my grandmother was Satan. So I kept Lisa out that restaurant. I'm like, this is too good of a person to meet this lady. And I did the same thing with Mama Penny. I protected Mama Penny. There was several people I protected from that hellhole. Yeah, on the outside, it appears to be this fancy place. Luther Vandross, Sammy Davis Jr., Muhammad Ali, Nell Carter, Gregory Hines. You got all these famous people coming in there to eat. but I knew the spirit of that restaurant was not good. Part of it wasn't good. My grandmother was not someone that worshiped the creator. She was an Eastern Star, and that's not a good organization to be in for a woman that doesn't truly believe in the Lord. Okay, just being an Eastern Star is not enough, and that damaged my grandmother as well, but that's a whole nother video. A lot of them Eastern Stars, they doing that little witchcraft and shit too. Yeah, they do, especially as they go up in the degrees of it. So, and an Eastern Star, that ain't no sweet church lady neither. They're getting in that organization for money too. It's a money base. They want power and control. So yeah, so Lisa was one person. Mama Penny, Jermaine mom, she was, like I said, clairvoyant. I'll call her clairvoyant, not psychic. And she was a predictor. And one of the things that she picked up on, and she told me this before she died, she told me what she told Jermaine. So, see, because when I was going on the north side, they considered it like a rich girl coming. See, I was considered rich because I lived with the popular business owner, and Jermaine them was considered more poor, I guess you could say, just because of where they lived. They was on the north side, and they was a pretty much low income family. But Mama Penny said, she leaving a restaurant with a cash register with all kind of money to come over here on the north side to hang out with me and my family. But Mama Penny them and Jermaine, they had something that you can never buy. Love. You can't buy that. And her motherfucking food tastes better. Mama Penny, shit. I learned, that restaurant good. My grandma's restaurant had the best food in the St. Louis, Missouri. I've never had a piece of fried chicken to this day that would taste as good as Anthula. It was a Greek lady cooking it. She used to call me Kukla, which means pretty doll. So Anthula, she specialized in the fried chicken. Okay, it's the best. I've never had a piece of fried chicken as good as Anthula's. Hold on. Make sure nobody called. Yeah, nobody called. So I've never had fried chicken as good as Anthula's, but Mama Penny felt abuse. She felt like she already said she felt like the lady did something to me. It was just something on me. Like I said, she was good with kids. She was clairvoyant. And one time she asked me, we was on the porch. She asked me, is anybody doing something to you? So Natalie, what do you mean the environment? Yeah, I was on the north side. Yeah, it could have been. But what I learned is that people in St. Louis, Missouri, they can just cook, right? Some of them can really cook well. So I ain't gonna lie, when I went to people's house, I didn't always eat their food because I was eating very delicious food at my grandmother's restaurant. And so the food was the ultimate, most delicious. But when I went to Mama Penny's house, she cooked good food. She could cook, honey. And I just, was like, other people can cook too. But Mama Penny picked up on the fact that it's something. She felt a vibe that this lady had harmed me. There was this energy that that my grandmother had did something to me. And she felt like I wasn't telling. Because it makes sense. Okay, Daniel, right now, he's jumping ship. He ain't coming home, but he's right in the apartment next door. He's right in some apartments. He's not far. But when somebody goes totally out their element, you know, and they go to something that's nothing like where they from. The home, it's nothing like. See, Daniel, where he's at, he's going to something kind of similar, because even though Jaleesa let the kids smoke weed and vape, I'm going to consider reporting her to Adult Protective Services and Child Protective Services as well. And I may put in a police report on file and do it online, because she's allowing Daniel to vape and smoke all that stuff in her apartment. And in the event of Daniel's serious injury or demise, and I mean medical injury, due to his lungs and underlying heart problems, I would want Jaleesa to be accountable for what happens to him, because she's allowing him to do it in her place, and she's participating in Daniel's potential medical risk. He's an asthma patient. So I'm not going to do it today, but I think it's in Daniel's best interest for me to put that on file. Remember, I talked about in the other video, Adult Protective Services. They don't have to be disabled. They just have to be 17, 18 or older. Yep. And he isn't her child. That's right. He isn't her child. And that's where the penitentiary time would come in. I got all the recordings of what she's allowing in there. And now I know the house. I used to live over there in those apartments. On one video, when I saw the white cabinets, I said, that looked like where we already lived. Yeah. Yep, he isn't her child. She shouldn't let anyone's child do that in her home. She don't know what his medical conditions are. She's also watching him lose weight, his hair. Since he ain't her child, she just let him look however. And she's taking his money too. That $893 check, she's going to get it. So yeah, I'm going to call. The Child Protective Services need to be called, because her sons are not 18 yet. They aren't 17 or 18. And then Adult Protective Services would apply for someone that's 17 or up. And they don't have to be disabled. See, it's any adult, anybody 17 or up. Adults have a right in the state to be protected. And there needs to be I'm going to do a written report online with the police department to document what she's doing. And I'm going to document it. So unfortunately, if something happens to Daniel over there, she could see, the reason they don't go to prison is there's not a report already in there. But once I go to the police department website, report it, print it out, there's now an incident on it. I could potentially file a civil lawsuit against her. You know, you can do that. You can sue someone for what they're doing to your relative too. Yeah. I have her phone number in here too. See, this is the thing. With a person like Daniel, you don't want your other family members to become targets. So one of the reasons I kind of back off and lay low is because Isaiah is walking through the neighborhood. Right? So that's the retaliation thing. I got to keep my oldest son safe. So I just use thought process, but it is appropriate. I would have to not love Daniel to not report her. She letting my son smoke vape and marijuana all day and night in her house. He ain't even got an inhaler. There's no inhaler. That's an Adult Protective Services case too. If he have an asthma attack over there, there's no inhaler. His inhaler's home. And I'm going to tell Daniel to come get his inhaler. I hadn't thought about that. So I'm going to text him that he needs an inhaler. But I have her phone number in this phone one day. I have it in here. Yeah, she has no concern or respect. And I don't know where Daniel has told her I'm at. I'm going to call my attorney about it on Monday, and then I'm going to contact the police department. Okay? But her teenagers are not legally of age to do vape, and she's letting Jashawn do vape too. And he's not even adult age. So that's a CPS case. So there needs to be a CPS case and then a adult protective services case. Remember, it's just based on age. Adults have a right to be protected. Daniel's a cardiology patient and an asthma patient. Okay? So he would need to be protected. So she's allowing him to do that in her house can cause him serious medical injury up to death. And see, she'll get away with it if there's no reporting of what she's doing. See, she gets away with it, right? Yeah, and that's just the love I have for Daniel. I would make sure that, and there could even be juvenile detention consequences for her son, Jashawn, smoking with Daniel, because he's juvenile age. So there could be some liability he could have too. If Daniel was to die over there or go into serious shock or anything happen, he could have a stroke. Jashawn and Jaleesa, I think it's her name. I think that's her name, right? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think that's her name. I'll look in this phone. Her phone number's in my phone, right? So what I'll do is I'll look for her number, and then if I'm wrong about the name, I'll correct it. Okay. But and she's aware of it. I mean, I told her years ago. Remember, her two sons were the ones that was giving the bigger kids the drugs back in 2022, because she won't lock her weed up. So her 9 and 11-year-old was giving the big kids her dope. So I've already talked to Jaleesa many years ago, several years ago, about this behavior. So now it's time to put her in the policing system. Okay? She had warning. She won't stop. But yeah, she shouldn't have Daniel there. But like I said, I don't know what Daniel's told her. But I'm very credible. The police department out here, they just adore myself and my boys. My police department out here, they love my boys, all 3 of them. The good ones that ain't in crime, they admire Isaiah because, you know, he never in trouble. Isaiah has never been in any policing trouble at all. So, yeah, he's never been in no policing trouble. Daniel tried to call on me and Isaiah one time because, you know, Daniel want to fight outside. He called and said I hit him with the hammer, which I did hit the little nigga with the hammer. I hit him on his hand. Because I knew that motherfucking Daniel was going to kick Isaiah in that damn traffic. Ain't no more of my kids getting hit by trucks and cars and shit. You know, my daughter was hit by the truck jaywalking. Okay, so that was down in Texas, but I just wasn't going to sit there and watch Daniel I knew what he was gonna do. I knew what his fighting tactic was gonna be. And you know, Daniel was trying to fight me and get bouncy, bouncy with me, and Isaiah defended me, my oldest son. And so Daniel came at us. We all on the fucking street fighting. And there was a call that came in. Someone reported that it looked like a family in a dispute. So whoever called could tell we were all blood related. I'm out there fighting too. I was duking it out and shit. So I tapped Daniel on the hand with my hammer to break up the fight. It was a light tap. But then Daniel wanted to get in an ambulance. So, you know, Daniel does this whole acting, right? So he calls the police because the police and stuff told me about the call. So he's, help, help, my mom's hit me with a hammer. I need help. So he does this old crybaby shit. He threatens to call. My phone powered off. I'm not really thinking Daniel gonna do this shit, y'all. This was over a year and a half ago. Okay. So I come back home. I had on my Jordans, my trench coat, my black trench coat. I'm looking like I just stepped out of the Godfather movie, right? I got on my black trench coat, hair covered, my motherfucking Jordans. So I just look like I just came out of a Godfather flick right about then, right? So my phone powered off. I come back home. I get a knock. It's the police department. I said, what the fuck? This nigga called the police on me. So I go out there to talk. First thing I did was I hid my hammer. I said, let me hide this motherfucking hammer. So I didn't even let Isaiah come out. I just was willing to take the whole charge for Isaiah. There's no way I'm getting ready to let my son that's protecting me go down. So I go out there. Police don't even mention Isaiah. Their main focus is on me because Daniel claimed me and Isaiah are jumping him. But remember, he starts the fight. He starts the physical fight, right? And so Daniel reported that I hit him with the hammer. But the police was like, hey, Miss Irene, how you doing? How you feeling today, Miss Irene? Police are so funny, y'all. You feeling okay? You look great. I mean, what's going on today? We got a call. You don't have your hammer right now. You doing okay? I was like, I'm cool. So I told the police, I said, this motherfucker talking to me like I'm Pimp Snooki. Like he Pimp Snooki. So the officer's like, who is Pimp Snooki? I said, you got to look him up. But one of the things Pimp Snooki used to tell his bitches was, when I'm talking to you, hold your head down, bitch. So me and Daniel, because at that time my washer was broke, so we were at the laundromat. So I'm like, on the walk home, I guess he got mad because he didn't want to carry clothes back because our washer's broke. It's fixed now, but our washer was broke, so we're going to the laundromat. So I'm like, this Negro said, put your head down, bitch. He said, Daniel? This is how Daniel was talking to you? I said, yeah. So he said, and then what happened? I said, nigga, you gonna need a motherfucking AK. Because I'm not putting my head down, bitch ass nigga. I said, I'm holding my head up. I don't put my head down for nobody, bitch nigga. This I'm talking to Daniel. And we walking with this fucking laundry bag. So that's how the dispute started. Because Daniel was straight up acting like Pimp Snooki. My own son was like, bitch, put your head down. I said, nigga, I'm willing to die today. I'm not putting my head down, bitch ass nigga. You gonna have to kill me, bitch. This is all outside. We're walking, right? So that's how it started. Then Daniel kept escalating it. Then Isaiah come walking down the street. So Isaiah gets annoyed. He just got off work. And next thing you know, we fighting outside. And yes, I chose to hit the bad one. I'm not a narcissistic lady, so I don't treat them the same. One started the fight,
Daniel started it, right? He's the abuser. So when I break up the fight, I hit the abuser. I'm not going to hit the empath. The empath didn't start it. Okay? So that's what happened. I used the hammer because these is two guys that then got into a fight. Like I said, my oldest son, Isaiah, was, yeah, it is. That's why I don't own TVs, Natalie. Why would I fucking get a TV? But it was funny because I had my Michael Jordan black backpack on. I had a $200 and something name brand black trench coat, very nice coat, and my Jordans. So when I first walked outside, the police officer said, "You don't mind me asking, Miss Irene, what's in that backpack?" I said, "Oh, it's not Daniel yet. I ain't had that time to pack him up now, officer." Because my backpack was full. But I told the officer the truth. I said, I don't have a vehicle. I catch Uber here and there, but this is like my office on the go. So instead of carrying a purse, I just carry this backpack. He said, "Yeah, Miss Irene, you got on all black. And see your black trench coat, black backpack. Everything's black today." I said, "Yeah, very sleek. I look like one of the Italians." So the officer's like, "Damn, it looked like you were getting ready to do a professional hit." Because remember, my shit is wrinkle free too. This black trench coat is crispy. And my backpack is all fresh and clean, no motherfucking wrinkles. So the officer's like, "Shit. I look like the Godfather movie had the Godfather himself hired me to do a hit. That's how I look. It was just a coincidence. I already had on the trench coat, the backpack. I had this stuff on before the dispute, right? So like I told the officer, yeah. So, but you got to look at how the police looking at it. They got a call saying I done hit somebody with a hammer, and I come out with my trench, all black, looking like I'm doing a professional hit, from the black trench coat that signals big paid crime. It was that kind of coat. So the officer just was like paying attention to the drip, and then it's not no cheap ass trench coat. I mean, this ain't the $20 Walmart deal. This is a classy black trench coat. I still got it. I got the name brand. I forgot the name brand, but it's a classy one, right? So the officer, they could tell when something costs a couple of $100 that's on you now. That gives off a whole different vibe than that $20 Walmart coat. This costs a little money. And everything's name brand. I had on my Michael Jordan black backpack, Jordan shoes, everything was name brand and creased. And then I was talking gangster shit. Because he was like, "He told you, bitch, put your head down when you walking?" I said, "Yeah." And the officer was like, "And what did you say?" I said, "Bitch ass nigga, I'm not putting my motherfucking head down. You're going to have to kill me and get an AK. I will not put my head down while I'm walking and talking to you, nigga. What you want to do?" All my St. Louis came out, right? At that point, I'm like forgetting who the fuck I'm talking to. Like, I done forgot this my son. I'm ready to, what you want to do, Daniel? And Daniel backs the fuck off. Temporarily. But then Daniel, he's in a power and control mode at that time. Because he wants to, when any guy, son or not, is telling you put your head down when you walk, when y'all walking, like, he sounded just like Pimp Snooki. You got to watch the Pimp Snooki documentary. The guy wants control. He wants power and control. So yeah, it worked out. And Daniel thought the law was on his side. Because when he said he gonna call the police, I said, "Call him, nigga. That's who the fuck you need right now is the police." I said, "Go ahead and motherfucking call him so I could teach your ass a valuable lesson." So when the police came and interviewed me, the worst thing you could do is not open the door.
Okay. Remember, I'm not mildly retarded no more. So I don't go to the door, open the door. What the fuck you want, officer? I just hit that nigga with a hammer. That's what got me arrested before, talking shit to the police. Don't do that. So you don't want to avoid the crime. Like I said, I made sure not to go outside with the hammer. I hid that in the house because that's just more incriminating. Say you don't know if they're going to do an arrest or not. So just don't have the weapon you used on you. Okay. Then you can get out at the arraignment hearing. But if they take your hammer in evidence, then that's different. Oh, and then come to find out, I was authorized in the policing system to have my hammer. Isn't that great? Didn't know that. The police already had a notation that I carry that. And that's because I was pulling it out on them badass runaway kids 2 or 3 years before that. So the police was aware of that. So, hey, it all worked out. I was within the law. But ultimately, that call ended with the police talking to Daniel and telling Daniel if they had to come back out, they was going to be arresting him. See how that backfired? But Daniel still wanted me arrested, so he was telling the officer to get an ambulance because his hand was swollen. And the police knew that Daniel knew the law on that. See, once someone has been hit and they have to get in an ambulance, then under our domestic violence statute, the police is almost mandated to take someone to jail. Usually someone goes to jail just because somebody got in an ambulance. So Daniel was trying to pull off that law. He knew the law. Daniel knew that if he was eligible to get in an ambulance, because his hand, it's not broke. I hit it very lightly. Okay, but with a hammer is hard. So you don't need to hit someone very hard for them to feel it. But just in this county, but usually in general in the US, yeah, on the West Coast, like California, Seattle, Washington, stuff like that. So just in general, when there's any domestic violence call, someone needing an ambulance puts that call in a different legal status because now there's bodily injury. And bodily injury, the conflict of bodily injury is medical assistance being needed. Okay, so yeah, just understand bodily injury is proven bodily injury. So yeah, in general, in the United States, yes. If an ambulance needs to come, that's the point where they have to determine if there's no bruises, no ambulance, there's no bruise. And also Daniel's hand was not swollen. That was a lie. The police looked at it. I like officers that pay attention to detail. That ain't just on the hate a black woman card. So he looked at Daniel's hand and saw that it was not swollen. Now, a racist cop would have just called just because Daniel said it so he could arrest me. But this officer looked at his hand and said, there's nothing wrong with your hand, man. You're fine. You got hit with a hammer. Sounds like you fucking deserved it. This is how the officer was. Like, leave your mom the fuck alone. And also, the officer said, you know your mom's dangerous, right? So Daniel, he started giggling about that later. He said, the officer said you're dangerous. I said, you know what, Daniel? You should listen to the police. This police department, Pimp Snooki. So it's Pimp. He's in prison now. He got sentenced to 20 years because he ended up trafficking the kids. So Pimp Snooki, Snookie. Hold on. He did a documentary. One of his famous documentaries. Hold on. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll attach it once I update the or maybe I'll do a Pimp Snooki playlist. So hold on. Let me. Yeah, so go to YouTube and go to Pimp Snooki, SNOOKY documentary. And it's an hour and 41 minute video. Start there. Pimp Snooki. You'll have on the earring and you'll get to watch old Pimp Snooki. So this device is powering off, y'all, because it's overheating again. So I love you, Natalie. Thank you for moderating. And so I gotta cut it off before I lose the live. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.